God hates bloodshed, and he can't hear our prayers for revival until he sees the end, until that bloodshed is atoned for.
We're fighting terrorism outside, but the truth is the greatest terrorism is happening inside of the womb.
Like it says in Isaiah, like, our hands are filled with blood. Your solemn assemblies and your feasts and your festivals mean nothing to me. So it's like, well, if I want revival, then we have to end abortion first.
50 million babies since 1973 have not got a chance to take a breath, and that's 1/3 of my generation. And the truth is that I'm not okay with that. No one should be okay with that.
If we don't humble ourselves and pray, then we're not going to see America change. We're not going to see our nation healed. We're not going to see the plans and purposes that God has for our nation come forth.
Behind us here has been a place where young people have come from all over the nation to take a stand on behalf of the unborn, to pray and to appeal to God to reverse the matter.
JHOP, the House of Prayer model, is just basically the vehicle that God is using right now. I feel like for me personally, it's basically just been an invitation to go deeper into God's heart.
God, you said, God, these words came forward, God.
It's a place where I have seen things shift, where I've seen the things that we've prayed come out in the headlines of the newspapers.
God, we even say, Father God.
It's a place to write history. It's a place to change the course of the world.
His seat in this hour, God.
And it's a governmental building, really. It's a justice house of prayer.
We can go into legislation, and we've seen people fight justice issues time and time again, and with carnal weapons, with different things, you know, and not belittling that we need the legislation, but the truth is that our weapons of warfare are not carnal, you know? We do not walk in this earth, but there is a spirit man inside of us that's stronger than any weapon, any force, any physical force on this earth, and we're just taking that and we're exercising on the earth, and we're executing judgment, and we're executing God's decrees on this earth, and that's what we were created for, and that's why we're here, and that's why it's fulfilling even more than anything.
Intercessors, rise up. Tonight is our night. We need every group shouting for tonight. God, you are not a silent far off God, Lord. You are a contending God, Lord. You are a man of war, God. So contend with those that fight against the children, God. Contend with those that contend with the babies, I ask.
Your seats that belong to you, God. We turn this court to pro-life, pro-family, God. Pro-life, pro-family court, God. We ask for this to be true on the court, God. God, will you not avenge your elect, God? God, will you not avenge your elect? God, I say, will you not, God?
Jesus, I plead your blood over my sins and the sins of my nation. God, end abortion and send revival to America.
Any one of us can watch the news or read our newspapers and see that America is at a desperate place.
I mean, you look at even secular media, secular people, and they're saying that there's no hope for this nation.
You know, my friends are in drugs, my friends are dying, literally dying, committing suicide, my friends, you know, I'm seeing all of these things. I'm seeing my family fall away from the Lord. I'm seeing my Christian friends fall away from the Lord.
Do we, as the bride of Christ, as his body, have we heard his heart? Do we know what breaks his heart? Do we know what grieves his heart? His heart is breaking for our land, and feel the urgency that something needs to happen. And that would stir us all to prayer.
I feel like when God took me out of my comfort and my home in Arizona and everything, that I thought I was going to be there forever, but I feel like when God brought me here so strategically, that it was basically just an invitation saying, will you carry my heart for America? Will you carry my heart for the babies?
I came in 2 years ago not really having any desire to know anything about politics, and by my lifestyle choices I really didn't care too much about prayer. And God just has given me an incredible heart just to see His plans and purposes come through these lives, through President Bush, through Supreme Court justices, through the mom that's walking down the street that really finds no hope other than inside of abortion clinics.
Basically, until you've given up the pleasures of this world, I mean the legitimate pleasures, I mean the good things that don't even involve you in sin, but are just legitimate and in some ways may, as a person, make you complacent, but the heavenly pleasures are far greater than this world.
I'd encourage you, just lay it down. Like those things, they're not worth it. They're passed away, but there's one thing that's worth it, and it's a relationship with God. It's a relationship where He'll look on you and He'll say, oh man, highly esteemed, like He said to Daniel. You shift the course of history, and that's what's worth living for. There's nothing greater. If you don't know God, if you don't know who He is, ask Him to show you, and I guarantee you, He will show you that He is real, because He longs for you, and He longs to have relationship with you.
My challenge to you is that you are meant for so much more than what you're doing right now in the job that you're in or the major that you're going for in school. Like, that is not your destiny. That your destiny is to be an agent of the Most High God on this earth. And so my challenge to you would be to live for so much more.
And you'll start to dream things you've never dreamt before. You'll begin to experience the extreme pleasures of heaven, of knowing God. He'll start to draw things out of you that you didn't even know were in there yourself, and you'll start grabbing onto the things that you could only dream of in heaven.
I think it's just saying yes to God in your heart, saying, okay, God, like whether it be for a month or 10 years, yes, I'll obey this call, and yes, I'll give up everything, because I think God is pouring out His heart of urgency and saying, America, you don't have much time left. We don't have much time left. There's judgment pending on this nation. And so I think just saying yes to praying just an hour every morning, or saying yes, I'll go to this house of prayer or be a part of this ministry. I think it's just saying yes in our hearts, and then God meets us right where we are, where we're weak, and if you're broken, God will meet you there, and He'll give you the things that you need.
When it boils down to it, life is about you and God, and I would just encourage you to anyone, do something out of the ordinary and quit taking the same route to somewhere that the rest of the world is doing. Because quite honestly, if you just want to get in the same old rat race of life like the rest of this world, I mean, it's just not worth it.